Welcome to Farm Together 2. Okay. Now, new farm. I do want public because I want to show when people come in and help you out and show how to help out other farmers. So we're going to do a community farm. Now, we're going to name the farm Night Studios, Florida. That way, if you're out there and you have the game or you end up buying the game because of this, whatever, we can play together. And you'll know that this is our farm. Now, this one we're starting brand new, and the game opens up slowly. I'm going to warn you. There's also going to be the premium video for the people who pay $5 a month to watch the actual full farm on my farm. And that $5 a month is not just for the farm video, obviously. That's for everything on the Night Studios Florida Substack. Everything. Music, videos, all sorts of stuff. Articles, when they drop, everything. This part 1 of the farm, the one that's our farm, the beginning, is going to be free. So people can just get right into that. So here we go. Once again, this opens up slowly, and that's part of the fun. Let's go. All right. Friend permissions, harvest only. You want the friend and guest permissions to start out harvest only because you might have your own little thing that you're doing. And if they can plant and everything else, then they're going to be ruining what your farm is. So harvesting is very helpful, and it doesn't let them take over the actual look or feel of the farm. Creating the farm now. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Now this is the start of the farm. This is the map. It's going to be 9 by 9 at the end once we open it all up. As you can see, this is the menu for everything you can plant, and everything will be opening up. This tells you real time, so you can walk away and come back in real time, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. These you have to replant. These are crops, and you will have to replant them and spend money to replant them. Trees, you plant one time, and then they yield what they yield. Like, for example, the apple tree, you buy it for 100 coins. It comes available to harvest in every single season. At first, it yields 8 coins and 1 apple each. And I currently own 12 on this farm. But I'm fixing to start from scratch here. Farm settings. Farm settings. Hello. Farm settings, there we go. Recycle farm. I'm taking away everything that the farm already has on it so I can literally start from nothing. Welcome message. Please harvest the crops. I don't have a mine or anything anyway. I'm currently away. Alright, let's do that. Now, as you can see, everything that was all around is now gone. We have a raised bit of land. I like it flat. That's just me. But I can't access the terraforming yet. I have to get into that area. I have to open that up. So what can we do? Alright. I'm going to go over here. Me, I personally like getting the crops, especially in the beginning, by the station. Because I don't have money for the instant transport areas or anything. We have $6,215. So what I want to do, well, first let me finish this. These are trees. They can be harvested when it says so. The seasons are 17 minutes long. And you get a gauge. Look at the top right. There's a gauge for how long you have it to the next season. But it's 17 minutes. This is livestock. And they will not die if you don't feed them, miraculously. However, they will not produce if you don't feed them. So, they require crops and some fruits and trees and stuff in order to survive. I use those while I plant everything. You'll see my large farm, if you subscribe, where I have every kind of animal there, but I don't utilize them until it's time to have a quest. Because what I do on my farm, until I open up everything, my quests are for harvesting. I don't harvest anything else crop-wise. I do eternal things, like the trees, the fish, they are also eternal, and the flowers are eternal. And so, there are now herbs in the main game that are not here until I get to a certain level. But the fish continually create fish. The animals only create until they are no longer fed. The trees continually create their fruit or what have you. But everything else is plantable and has to have money spent on it. So let's start with the lettuce here. There's no tractor available. I have to get to that point. So we're going to begin. We got to plow the land first and then plant. Let's check the quest log. 20 lettuces. Okay. Let's pin that up. Lettuce grows very fast. And when you get into town, you'll see it gives you diamonds after you turn them in. And the diamonds let you fill up your land and let you open up your farm further. Diamonds do so much in the game, but you got to grow your food. In the first part of the game, you're going to have to harvest a lot until you get to the level I am at. And you see I got 13 lettuce here. It wants 20. We're just going to keep it on here. And these main farm videos are going to get longer as I actually grow the farm. Obviously, there's not going to be a whole lot to do in the very beginning to show off. And yes, I have a pet and all. And you can totally customize the look of your farmer. Give it animals and all sorts of stuff. You'll be able to look at the tractor and stuff that you get later. And yes, that dog is my Moo Moo. It's the Moo Moo in spirit. And when you've gone further than the quest is asking for, the number of the crop gets lower. Now let's go plant some corn. I like to keep everything together. We're going to plant corn over here. Let's see what this gives us when we plant enough corn here. Rain will actually plant your water your crops. You don't have to go back over these. You see the watering cans. You don't have to do that. That takes a lot. That's a time drain. They will grow. The thing is, if you want them faster and if you're impatient, which is, and it's indicative of not being the type of person for casual games, honestly. Patience is part of the fun. Being able to have something to come back to, not just standing over your farm, watching the crops grow. It's like watching a boiled pot. So thankfully, this is all real time as far as how long it takes. Oh, I missed one over here. The right button zooms in. I'm playing this on the controller. You get very close or pretty far away. I like to keep it in fully zoomed out, just so I can see everything. There will become a time where you got trees, you're inside the trees and you're on the ground, you want to use the zoom because tickets show up if you harvest so many, and there's different rules all the time. So, yes, this is slow going at first, but when you get the tractor, it plants 9 sections at a time, 3x3 grids, and it's much easier once you get the tractor. And it's got an automatic plowing mode and everything. It's fantastic. But every farm starts honest here, and kind of modest. Honest and modest. That's the only way to grow and grow. So we're just here. What I do is I put on a podcast or some music, mainly podcasts or whatever that I want to listen to. I don't have to watch a podcast. You don't really. There's not a lot to see. I have a good imagination, so I turn on my podcast, whatever I'm listening to in the day, and I go about my farming. So it's multitasking for me, getting things done. We're about to go into town in a minute here. There's not going to be a lot in town, but I'm going to show you around. That's where you put in buildings, and these buildings let you utilize everything that you're growing and everything that you're planting. And so, the right trigger button lets you move faster or slower, run or whatever you have. And now we're going to go over here and do some carrots. Well, the carrots are out. Carrots are only available in the spring, the fall, and the winter, but not in the summer. And we're in the summer, which we just started, so we can't do carrots right now. So with that in mind, we're going to go to our map, hit the Y button, and now we are in town. Now there's nothing around right now, so we want to make a building. First building it's giving us is the vegetable shop, costing $1,000. Now you can upgrade the shop by getting 8 lettuce, and then it will give us 90 diamonds instead of 50. The time for restocking is going to go down significantly from 60 seconds, 1 whole minute, to 38 seconds. And the storage, this is where your storage goes up as well. And the storage also goes up through the storage building, which we can't get to right now. And we've already put up as many shops as we can at the moment. Like I said, it's a little slow going at first. And that is the start of our farm. And I hope you enjoyed this. It's going to get better every time, trust me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining Night Studios Farms. Just a sneak peek. We're gonna give you a sneak peek here of the farm I'm running. Oops, I went right back in again. Forgot to switch the farm. Okay. There will be a daily reward when you come back tomorrow and all of that fun stuff. We'll cover that later. My farms. We go to Lars Homestead Skywalker Ranch. And you get a peek. I have multiple farms here. You can open up multiple farms all the way. This was completely open until they just added quality of life. They do this very well. They fix bugs very well at Farm Together too. And they just stretched out. You see all the numbers are. Those are instant travel ports. Go to number 1. That was the corner, but they added more. It was 7x7. Now it's 9x9. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, you want to purchase a new plot, and now that's what happens when you open up a new plot. You see it open up there. Okay. So now we have this area opened up. I have 3,321,916 diamonds. I have 1.16. I technically rounding up that'd be 1.17 billion and 194 rewards. Let's also show you what the town looks like properly propagated. That's the vegetable shop, the very same one. Let's give you an idea. It's 1.2 seconds. I can hold 2,450 right now, and the next time I upgrade it, it'll be 2,480. And all these shops operate alone. 772 milks is what I need. Those come from cows. In case you didn't know, milk comes from cows. This is where the gas station is for your trucks, for your tractor. But you can have huge tankers on your farm to refill. And also, when you go to other people's farms on multiplayer, you earn multiplayer energy where you can fill in certain items by giving him the lightning bolt, the energy. You give him the hand, sorry, the farm hand, token, as many as you earn for what you do, and you can turn it into anything if you want to fill out a crop. And as you start, you can only get so many points on a different farm. As you do it more and more, you can gather far more points that way. And this is for quests that deliver more points or more rewards, depending on how much more complicated the quest is. This one usually gives a lot. Let me show you these mushrooms here. I just turned in those mushrooms. As you saw, they went down. This is, hitting tab is the full list of what you have with you. I got a lot of pineapples there. I almost filled up. This is everything that you can get in the game so far. And cannot upgrade it right now. When you can upgrade, it will have a wrench looking icon there. And yes, you have to install each one of these shops so that you trade in your wares for rewards or whatever you want. And these people have deals for you. And if you can fulfill the deal, you can see everything will be in black, and then you say yeah. And they will give you grief for not being able to do it. That's just part of the game. Remember, it's not AI. Even if it was AI, it does not have a personality. It's not alive. You can treat your games however the way you want to. But remember, the programming's in there. You misuse your game characters, something might happen. And here's another wonderful exchange. Money exchange. You can exchange your money for diamonds. You can exchange it for rewards, ribbons. And you can exchange your diamonds for ribbons. And you're going to need those ribbons to open up different areas. And lastly, I'm going to show you how I'm dividing everything up here. This is the farm we're on. I got 5 farms so far. This first one is for trees. The second farm, which we're going to now, is my animal farm. Yay, who knows the reference? Animal farm. Now these baskets with the purple, they are quests. And when I harvest the quest items, I get more ribbons. And I need those ribbons to open up other areas. So just grabbing the ones that are available for the quest at the moment. And on the map, they show up as orange, so you know where your quest items are and go right to those. Like I said, I don't use the animals, I don't harvest them until I absolutely need to. There's a ticket, I'm glad that happened. Tickets went up to 33 now. And those tickets give you more things in town once you open up the ticket exchange. And there's also buildings that give you items, like grain. These buildings are giving me grain. I didn't intentionally try to harvest that. That's just right next to it. Sometimes that happens. No big deal. Just like that. Easier to get right in front of it. And I have, in the beginning you can see the little bits of green on the inventory grow. But when I have so much space, that inventory takes a lot longer to get up there. Now yes, these are corn silos in the middle of a cornfield. Over there to the side. I was just experimenting with the rate of how much I can get for that to feed the animals. And each animal takes like different, not each, but groups have different things that they need. So, I want to come up here to the chickens on one. And my gas is full, but that's where you get more gas there, just to show you. And I had the grain that I had. I just had just enough to give them a little bit there. But this is how I feed them. And it's important to note that if you do grow crops normally as your thing, that's all well and good, but they're going to be needed to feed these. So what I did was I set up a special farm just for animals, and each one is lined up to exactly what I need. And there's different cows, and if I need this cow, I go here and down to the end, and then I go up and feed that section. Of course, the whole section disappears. That was something I had not planned on. Oh, here's another wonderful quest item. But in general, I use the feed, and I feed the animals. That quest is over. See, I didn't do any more than what I needed to do there. That's what I do. I line the animals up with an appropriate food on the other side. So I'm not using, if I was harvesting, I'm not using that. But here I'm strictly only doing the animals on their own when I have to do them. Like these right here. And you'll see everything shows up in, I'm doing the Muscovy ducks. And I have to get up to 186. And sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. It depends on what the quest is requiring. And I can only do that much. And that's all fine. And the type of food they need shows up so that you know what they need at a glance. All of this is brand new, as of just not too much longer ago. And it just makes it easier and easier. Every time that the company turns around and adds something to the game, they add something that's fruitful and good, which is why I really enjoy playing this. And it's not so much that it's a farming game, and I love farming games, but the fact that I know that your quality of life is going to expand greatly every time there's an update. And it's just absolutely fantastic. And go back out to the farm, the town again. And show you another type of farm. Farm 3 is where I put all my, when I do have to harvest, I usually harvest on one farm. All my mission stuff is kind of messy, and it comes out from the park bench when I start out. That's another thing I like to do, is have my crops for missions go from the park bench outwardly. And sometimes you have to do buildings like this. So I go to farm settings. I just recycle everything. Because I don't want those sitting there. There's no reason to have them now that the mission's over. Oh. Well, I did. Well, gosh. Now I'm going to have to execute these. Now that also is brand new. Being able to execute, destroy a whole line of things in one fell swoop. It used to be step by step. So thankfully that's a new quality of life change there. But I would go and plant the stuff that needs to be planted. These boxes show that there's a mission. These crates here at the top of the menu show that there's items that need to be planted. And you can sort them and look for the stuff for the boxes, the crates. They're not always going to be available. And see, the things that need to be planted are not available, but it tells you spring and summer. You got winter here, so spring is almost on the way. The red peppers will be coming up. And then the Thompson grapes, only in the spring. So that's going to take a little while. But let's go show you my buildings farm. This is where my house is at. And one of the fun things I've done to play with myself, I give myself interesting rules until I'm good with 5 farms. And until I get every bit of land unlocked, I'm not allowing myself to actually interiorly decorate my house. I only have the items that give tickets. And I only get the items that give rewards and tickets and things like that. See, we're going to start a new cake here. And these come from the ingredients in your field. Sometimes you don't have it available. And that sounds great now, but when you first play it on the first part of a mission like that, it will sound awful, and it gets better. If a gear is grayed out, then you cannot take part in it. And here are all my buildings. These are my harvesters. I use the items to feed these. I did not mean to do that. No, I don't want to erase the change. You be careful what tile you're on. Mess up my walkway. And the wine, like here, needs grapes to feed it, and you get wine. And there's the cheese. There's honey. I just collected all the fish. There's a huge grid of fish you can get at one time. Then you have to move on if you have like a large pond. Now, it only likes you having a certain grid size before it takes some bit away from your catch. If you don't have the grid size it likes, I don't care because I'm not greedy. I'll just make a huge farm and I'm going to lose a little bit, but not very much. It's very marginal. And this I set up for the cows of the farm, which are right over here, and they're sleeping right now. Like you're collecting nuts from the trees. And I made each type of what those buildings the harvesters need on this map. So this map is completely independent. And it won't take away from whatever my other main farms are doing, because each thing that is required by the machines is here in that amount. You see a new, we're in spring now. More baskets appeared. But that's the basic idea. And I have all the buildings lined up. And I can make multiples if I want. That came from that other mission. But I'm going to leave those there for now. And then one of my favorites is the mine. We got into the mine. It's not really got anything very harvestable. This table, this desk in here, lets you decide what these stalagmites are doing as far as what kind of crystals are going on them, and it lets you give them the priority to one, but you're not going to always get everything the way you want. Can't always get what you want. Right now I have to set the copper, and copper will unlock a new item at level 10. Right now it's just not ready. There's something ready in there somewhere. Hold on. Do that map again. Ah. Well, no, I don't see it actually. Oops. Yeah, there's nothing in front of that. There's no basket, so it's not mineable right now. And the fifth farm, really don't need to show. All that is just a single farm size. It's brand new. I just opened it up, and it's overflow, really. If I have a ton of quests or whatever, that's overflow. And that's a sneak peek at the main huge farm that I have. Thanks for watching. And from this point on, my cultivation of this farm will be behind the paywall. Like I said, $5 a month. But it's going to be far more than just this. Everything on my Substack, $5 a month every time I drop it, to make things interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Keep farming.